have sex with, it's very important. Why is that important? When I go down the next things I'm going to talk about, you see that there are actually, three components to sex. Sex is a covenant. Sex, even though Hollywood portrays sex as just one of those casual things, God cannot be out of picture. Every part of the body has its use. It's made for that purpose. You don't take your Lamborghini and go to the mountains. It's just not going to work. Therefore, God who made us has made provisions and specifications for our body parts. Now, I'm saying this because there's this wave of it doesn't matter. I've been in talks where they say it doesn't matter. No, it does matter. If you want to please God, there's really the right way to do it. Briefly, there are three components to sex. There's a biological piece, there's a psychological piece, and there's a spiritual piece. I already spoke a little bit about the spiritual. Biologically, some things I want to talk about. Sex has a huge part in your brain. There's a part of your brain we call the limbic system. That's where all your drives come from. Everything that gets you excited. So, I buy you a new car, right? Give you the keys. You're going to be all happy. I'm hitting your limbic system. For those who drink and use drugs, every time they're getting high, they're hitting their limbic system. Oh, so your girlfriend calls you and saying all this nice stuff, and you're getting all happy and excited with your limbic system. So there's actually a place in your brain that caters to sex. Here's the bad news. Just like everything else that gets there and causes excitement, like drugs, sex also is addictive. Our receptors in the brain will have, there's something called upregulation and downregulation. Certain things can upregulate your brain, certain things can downregulate your brain. It just depends on how we're wired. Why am I saying this? When you get married to someone and the person is not as sexual as you are, don't over-criticize. You need to understand, why is this person like this? Because we're wired different. And so for someone, yes, someone touches you and you're just giggling. Someone else, you might need to be squeezed for you to get a giggle. So there are these individual variations that are important, and some of those things have biological explanations. Good news is that our brains can be trained to do things differently. So when you get married to someone and you find out the person isn't as sexual as you are, step number one, try to train that person. That's not the time to say, oh my God, if I knew this, I would have married you. You're the worst. No, that doesn't work. Because you think you're sexual, someone else will come and say, oh my God, what? Another thing is, sex can be excessive. Just like in medicine, there's something called drug addiction and drug dependence. When you use heroin here and there, it's abuse, When you actually have to use heroin every day, several times a day, in order to function, it becomes a dependent. And let me tell you, a lot of people are dependent on sex. Christians, non-Christians. So you need to understand that it could also be excessive. It could also be inadequate. So you tell your husband or your wife, I'm not going to have sex two times a month. No, it's not going to work. That marriage is going to suffer. It's impossible. The way we're wired, you cannot sustain that relationship. So sex can be inadequate. It can also be excessive. Sex is not, it's like having a car. Before you started driving, every car, oh my God, he's cruising. When you get your license, you drive for 1 year, your mom says, can you help me pick up something? I don't want to drive. I don't feel like driving. But the same person would steal someone's car keys just to get around. Sex is like, I've been having sex since I got married. It's 13 years of sex. That's a lot of sex. But what I'm telling you is, I want to demystify this whole thing. It's not a big deal. Don't lose your salvation over sex. It's not worth it. I mean, I can tell you, it's not worth it. Your soul is much more. This sex will happen, you get tired of the sex, and it becomes a chore for you. Oh my God, he's touching the girl. And for the guys, you're like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? You know? So my people, let's serve God. Let's go for the real thing.